My name is Ian Randall. I am a teacher of art and design, a writer and researcher on innovation in the sport of rowing. Over the past couple of years, I have been writing about the growing issues surrounding the standardised rowing machine. I've been compelled to record this video due to the silence of our national bodies following the tragedy in recent weeks and the continued messaging about the safety of the standard rowing machine. The stance of our national body is unchanged, who state the following: rowing machines simulate on-water rowing and promote cardiovascular health, building strength and endurance. This position is false. The standard handle, chain and flywheel rowing machine does not simulate on-water rowing, and due to a flawed design principle, it's doing incredible harm to our young rowers. We are continuing to see our young rowers develop debilitating rib stress and back injuries, and in recent years we have seen young people suffer cardiovascular complications using rowing machines. The standard rowing machine does not simulate the rowing effort, and the evidence is that this design flaw is the cause of the injury. Yet the message we are being told is it's not the machine, rather underlying health issues or the misuse by rowers. Why do we accept this line when there are known design issues with the standard rowing machine, and other governing bodies like British Rowing have issued clear directives after a spate of similar tragic incidences of young rowers using the standard rowing machine? As you know, the rowing machine works by a simple chain and flywheel. At the start of each stroke, the athlete needs to overcome the inertia of the weight of the machine and the resistance on the fan. One of the leading brands boasts of this weight at over 20 kilograms. During the stroke, the fan is accelerated to maximum speed, and the rate of acceleration and peak force is then calculated. Rowers are told that the sooner they can apply peak force, the better, and are told by leading coaches to aim for a steep force curve. And we watch the indoor rowing heroics as fully developed adult athletes push out incredible numbers that our young rowers try to emulate. It is a simple power and force game to overcome incredible resistance. The evidence indicates that the injuries are caused by the rowers at the beginning of the stroke, meeting the most resistance right when their spine is bent over and extended, the most vulnerable back position. The problem is at the catch, the human skeleton is all bent over and is most vulnerable and in the most compromised position, right when the rower is met with the most resistance. The handle locks the arms and the shoulders together at the start of the stroke, producing compression forces on the shoulders and the rib cage. Right when the athlete is trying to manage full lungs of breath, an athlete's upper body is put under the stress of the compression forces. This massive inertia, machine weight and fan resistance right at the catch is not what rowers experience in the boat and on the water. In a rowing boat, there is little resistance at the start of the stroke, and the fluid makes the effort gradual and incremental. On the water, rowers do not experience such skeletal compression, but rather, especially in sculling, the arms are free, the chest is open and extended, and you can breathe. Before the introduction of the rowing machine, there were not such injuries in rowing, so we can rule out on-water rowing as the cause. We can also look to the injuries of CrossFit athletes, where the rowing machine has become a staple. We are seeing CrossFit athletes develop similar back and rib stress injuries as in rowing. As early as 2002, the British Journal of Sports Medicine published a research paper, and I quote, "Ergometer training is a common cause of injury in rowing." Last year, a study looked at the skeletal forces on athletes using the standard rowing machine compared to a rowing simulator, found that rowers on the standard machine took much longer to recover from a comparable effort. The study showed that the strain of the rowing machine on the skeleton has a detrimental effect when compared to the natural motion of rowing. In 2020, British Rowing issued this warning following a spate of tragic cardiovascular events. They cautioned that when using rowing machines to exert restraint and control and to avoid overexertion. In other words, do not do max testing or extensive physical training on the machine. Rather, keep it light and conservative. Do not place young people under stress while using these machines. Do not even shout at them while they are on the machine. My recommendation to manufacturers: change the design of the standard machine, not only to have dynamic heads or sliders, but have a dynamic sculling or sweep handles. But most importantly, replicate the on-water forces of rowing and remove the chain and flywheel. To governing bodies, give clear evidence-based guidance for machine use to coaches. Limit indoor rowing competitions or machine world records for under 25s whose bodies are still developing. And replace the standardised rowing machine for existing alternatives. And lastly, we need to change the culture of macho heroicism around the use of these machines. Thank you.